Hello and welcome to Chapter 18 review. I'm over on page 297, 298. We're starting to talk about creating the overall concept from conception to completion. Over the last 3.5 months, we've put the big pieces together. We've talked about some of the little pieces. Now we're actually going to talk about some really small pieces that if you miss, you could miss the whole display. But let's start over on page 298. It's an introduction paragraph. Obviously, I love those introduction paragraphs. The different aspects of visual merchandising discussed thus far, however, are only part of the total pictures. Along with eye-appealing visual presentations, advertising campaigns, special promotions, and attractive and functional merchandise display, a number of other areas must be addressed, such as packaging, hand tags, logos, marketing campaigns, etc., etc. Don't miss the small things, the logos, the tags, the marketing campaigns. A bad marketing campaign can put you right out of business. Talks about under ancillary design concepts. In today's retail environment, the major emphasis is for merchants to develop and merchandise products of their own rather than to rely on nationally recognized vendors for the goods. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. And that's the new trend, is get out there. For example, Saks. They do their own advertising. They don't wait for a third party to come in there and do it. And then you'll go with me over to 299. We talk about those hand tags. We're actually going to look at some on the next page, but stay with me on 299 for a second. Talks about hand tags. The vast majority of apparel products today use two types of hand tags. One is designed to be purely informational and provides the shopper with pertinent information such as price and size. The other one features the brand's name and perhaps its logo. When you think about logos, it's easy to think the swoosh, Nike. You don't even have to see a product. All you have to see is the logo, and you're automatically thinking about the products. But go with me, if you would, over to page 300. At the bottom, figure 18-3. It's looking at some of Saks Fifth Avenues. Saks Fifth Avenue actually uses a 3-prong hand tag. It's put together with a little red string. The tag features front, middle, and back portions that are held together by a red string. The first is black and merely shows the brand. The second is red and features an embossed version of the first, and the back uses a photograph of New York City to impart the brand's universal cosmopolitan spirit. Think about it. When you go into the store and you're looking at apparel, do you look at the tag? Don't know. Some might, some won't. Personally, I don't know that the store I go to, I'm very brand loyal when it comes to clothes. And I was just thinking, I don't think my store has tags on them because I am brand loyal to Goodwill. And I don't think they have any tags on their clothes other than the price tag. On 301, we get to one of the biggest things a visual merchandiser has to worry about is the logos. Like Pony, Ralph Lauren, Timberland, Pro Series. You'll see some examples down there at the bottom of 301. But in your own mind, you don't even need to see them on paperwork. All you have to say is Pony or Ralph Lauren, and images, Reebok, things like this come right to mind. Labels. Now you guys are probably too young to remember the old t-shirts that had the white tag in the back, which are going away. They're all now just printed on the shirt itself. And now it's not uncommon to find labels on both the inside and the outside of some products. So it's like free advertising. They're buying your shirt and advertising for you. Now if you go with me, stay on 302 with me, look at figure 18-5 where that's that walk-in closet display. Now remember, that's a display, not an actual closet. And then talk about the facility's creation. We talked about it a little bit in chapter 4 already, but the facility's layout of any retail establishment is invaluable. Its uniqueness in terms of functionality and eye appeal helps to provide environments that enhance the merchandise offering. Think about it. If you can walk into a store and picture a closet like that and actually walk into that closet inside a store, wouldn't you want that closet? Man, I'd love to have that closet. That's bigger than my house. And then, if you go with me a little bit, we talk about how to, if you have an extremely large window, display window, and you don't have that much merchandise, how to cut it down. And if you look at the color graphics just after page 302, you'll see some ways they cut it down. They're talking about color. But if you go with me on color plate 28, look how they used the design to actually cut down the viewing area. And then this particular one, color plate 30. Take a look at color plate 30. Look at the balance they have in that thing, along with the symmetry, what we talked about in earlier chapters. So those color platelets right there on those pages, if you just look at those, it gives you a really good idea, especially if you go back with me to color plate 25 and 26. It's the same display, but if you look at 26 first, you can see the entire window. And then if you go back to page or color platelet 25, you'll see just what the eye would see, because they've cut out all that other display by using those designs around the display window. Very creative. Over on page 303, we talk about promotional endeavors, publicity vehicles such as marketing campaigns. On 304, we start talking about advertising. Advertising, does it play a role? Look at what it says on page 304. Any daily or Sunday newspaper contains a wealth of advertisements alerting consumers to items that the merchandiser hopes will grab their interest. Guys, do we still look at the newspaper? I know I do, but especially the Sunday newspaper. And what's the biggest day when it comes to advertising? Black Friday. We used to sit around the Thanksgiving table, of course after we ate, and actually go through the ads just to see what people were offering. Now, what I really want you to look at, 304, it's under advertising, just above where it says special events. There's a little paragraph. It says, sales are extremely important to most merchants for pushing, what's that say? For pushing unwanted merchandise. And using media is an excellent method for this purpose. They might be end of season, promotion sales, presents, whatever. Newspaper advertising and the broadcast media are the primary tools for such programs. Notice what it says, unwanted merchandise. If you've got some out-of-date stuff, advertise it. You'll be surprised what people will buy. Over on page 305, we talk about press releases. You've got a real nice one from Bloomingdale's at the bottom of page 305. It works. Visual presentations over on 306. Just remember, the displays are extensions of advertisements and specials. So you have to know what's going in the newspaper before you start designing your windows. What's this on page 306 again? Point of purchase displays. We've talked about point of purchase displays just a couple chapters ago. I think I beat you up enough about those. On page 307, we talk about market niche. And then on 307, you'll see a list of 10 things. And it talks about the following pieces of the puzzles are designed and molded together to comprise the overall approach the company would use in its pursuit of a new market. And there's specifically, this example is talking about a male blue-collar vocational consumers about ages 18 to 44. When these components are installed in their physical surroundings, they create a suitable environment for bringing the new brand to the forefront. One problem I have with this is, and I'm quoting, they create a suitable. So I really want a suitable environment. I think I would want something a little more drastic than suitable if I'm bringing on a new product. But that's what the author chose to put in there. If it's suitable, to me it's just average. On 308, you've got some brands, some labels, some tags. Take a look at those if you would. And then on page 310, you've got the key points of the chapter. If you haven't noticed by now, the key points in the chapter usually show up somewhere every couple weeks. I don't know where they show up, but they usually do. But I just wanted to pass along a real quick story. When I worked for the NASCAR Trinkets and Trash Company, when I worked for the NASCAR Trinkets and Treasures Company, our logos, our boxes, our tags played a huge role, because the people would come in and buy stuff specifically for example, buy it specifically for the tags, and then never take the tags off the items. So the tags and the boxes, everything can play a big role in your displays and your sales. And after all, it's all about turning that shopper into a purchaser, right? All right, that was chapter 19. Good chapter. Really good chapter. We're getting down to the meat and potatoes of this stuff. All right? And hope you enjoyed it.